Well, you can join the discussion on Joy News Interactive in a number of different ways. Look us up on Facebook with the name Joy News on TV. That name works for Twitter as well, but you might find us quicker if you use the hashtag JNInteractiveGH, which is also our handle. You can send us an email, send it to the address joynewsim@multitvworld.com. And our WhatsApp number is good, so send it to the number 0560-800,000. That's 0560-800000. We start the show on a rather sad note. News coming in states that the Presidential Press Corps was involved in a motor accident. You heard majority of the details on today's big story. Now, the incident led to the injury of some of the reporters on the bus, leaving more than 7 of the 20 journalists on board in critical condition. It also led to the death of Samuel Nwama, a reporter with the Ghanaian Times. The accident took place around Dawinia as they were returning to Accra from Ho, where President John Mahama had attended the annual convention of the EP Church. Here's a tribute to Samuel Nwama.
You and I, we rode like thunder in the skies, just like a party breaks at dawn. It never stops for long. I will return, don't you ever hang your head. I will return in every song and each sunset. Don't you ever hang your head. When you're feeling empty.
Well, we have comments coming in. Some of them are condolences to Samuel Nwama's family. I'll just read a couple of them. God be with him. Asemo Ghana. My condolence to the family of... It's not Afre Kwachi Nwama, no. This is Samuel Nwama, reporter with the Ghanaian Times. So, Efo Newton in Mankraso. I'm sure his family is very appreciative of your condolences. Let's see what people are saying on Facebook. We put up the notice. Now, he was a presidential reporter, so it's only natural that every now and then he'd get some camera time with the president himself. So have it there. This is John Collins saying, my condolences to the family and staff of the late brother. Mohammed says, my condolences to his family. May his gentle soul rest in the bosom of the Creator. Oscar is also sending his condolences, as is Samuel Ba. Sika SCM says, rest in peace, Brother Samuel. Messages are coming in, and on WhatsApp I have this saying, I feel very bad to hear this. May his soul rest in perfect peace. It's coming from Sly in Akosombo. I'm back on Facebook. Gloria says, may his soul rest in perfect peace, as does Abraham. Nana Kojo says, God grant his soul peace. Patrick says, Ghana loves you, but God loves you the most. Till we meet again, fare thee well. Elliot says, Sammy, may the good Lord give you perfect peace. Prince is sending his condolences to the bereaved family. I'll take the rest from WhatsApp. And Johnson Yabwa in North Kaneshi says, my deepest condolences to the family of the reporter. His soul should rest in peace. Kunedu from Wa says, this is very sad news to the Ghanaian Times. May he find rest. Webster in Ejura says, may his soul find perfect peace. And I'll take the very last one. This is Emmanuel in Ho saying, I felt very sad when I heard the news. He died in the line of duty. He's a hero. Life indeed can be something. May his soul rest in perfect peace. My condolences to his family. Well, Lots more condolences are coming on, but let's move away from the really sad to a little interesting news here. Now, I'm not saying that the doctors are running scared, but the resumption of outpatient care at the Ridge Hospital here in Accra coincides with the 48-hour deadline issued by the Ministry of Health for heads of the various health facilities to start full operations. And more than 20 doctors had reported for work as at this morning when Joy News visited. Though the OPD was still bare, there were patients lined up outside the consulting rooms to see the doctors at posts. Management would not speak, but they explained they had met about 150 doctors on Tuesday and managed to convince them to return to their posts. Now, though just about 20 of them came today, authorities seemed confident more doctors would show up in the coming days. I understand that Abraka Polyclinic is also beginning to show signs of life. Let's see what you have to say on that issue. We'll go first to Facebook. And we have Nantogma saying, I would appeal to our hardworking doctors to please return to work. But government should also take responsibility. Abeku has basically the same appeal. He, however, adds that he didn't know bringing Cuban doctors was in the budget. Nuabete says, thanks, and may the Almighty God shower his blessing on those doctors and their entire family. Nantogma is back saying he's disappointed that as a country we encourage armed robbers. If not, how can NDC communicators call on armed robbers to attack doctors? Well, Nantogma, he has apologized. It's also on our Facebook page, so look out for that. Sly says, God richly bless you. You guys are patriotic. John says, yes, that's godly and human. God bless them. The rest will soon join them by force. Aka says, God bless them. Winfred says, you don't know because you don't work with a budget, but now you should know that some are patriotic. Jamal says, the wise will surely be patriotic. Magnificent doctors. And Gilda says, good show. People are dying and we need you. Lottie is talking about the NDC communicator who apologized. He's pasted it here. I'm sure it's also on the post that has that apology. You can go to our Facebook page, it's Joy News on TV, and find out what other things we have there. Now, research has revealed that people who work over 55 hours a week are susceptible to stroke. The study compared people who work between 35 to 40 hours a week to people who work more than 55 hours, and it showed that those in the less than 40-hour bracket had less than 6 strokes per 1,000 people in 10 years. The risk was more for the 55-hour bracket. Got me wondering, how do you manage your work stress? We asked this question. This is what you had to say.
I just take my beer, then I go to bed.
All right. Thank you so much.
I like playing consoles. I like games. Before I sleep, I play game. And up to now, even if I wake up in the morning, it's either I play my game or I watch series. So if there's no lights, I feel so bored. You know, I just don't know what to do to kill my stress. I like game.
I just, get up and take some small scroll. Yes. Then let's say for like 10 to 15 minutes, then I come back.
Stress. The work I do has a lot of stress. And what I do, I always have gum in my pocket. So when I'm stressed up, I just take the gum, I chew the gum and then play with friends just to release those stress.
I'm a very busy person. Apart from this job, I have another job that I do. So when I get stressed, I get this very serious headache. So what I do is to just sing. I sing myself to sleep.
Wow.
I sing while dancing, and then I watch movies too, a lot of them.
For me, I manage all stress. I would like to go and take Difex at times and smoke some kush. Yeah, that's how I manage stress.
Right.
Well, looks like people have interesting ways of managing their stress. I like to do a couple of the things that have been mentioned there. And spending time with my family, that's always fun. Gives you the chance to let off steam and bond with people who you love. I have a couple of comments here. This is Godwin in Daboase, and he says, in fact, I like talking pa. So that's how he releases stress. Emmanuel in Ho is back, and okay, well, he's excited about the doctors returning to work. So let's talk about stress on Facebook. Now I'm talking about, oh, you spend a lot of time on our page. Nice. It says, you only ask of how much we spend on medication, because the question we asked is, how long do you work and how much of your salary do you spend on treating yourself on medication? So he was upset about that because he thought we should have asked how much you earn at the end of the month, but we asked for a percentage. Michael says, sometimes you tend to forget the long hours of work when you are well paid. Okay, I'm yet to get there. Abeku Krentel says, hey, then journalists, you people work every day and holidays too, Abeku. Wes says, we overwork, yet we earn something that can't pay even our hospital bills. Okay. Kamal says he works 96 hours. Like, seriously? Okay, well, he said that too. He'll try and stop. And he wants to know how long journalists work. We work for as long as we need to. God knows, Billy says, my work has no time limits. It's only by the grace of God that I don't fall sick frequently. And God forbid stroke from attacking us. Okay. Francis says, that's well said, but long working hours, in my view, may be relative, depending on the energy level demanded of the individual. I hardly spend on medication due to my routine morning exercise and evening walks in my vicinity. But mind you, correlation doesn't mean causality. Okay. And Al Hassan says, so serious. To some of us, it's either we die of hunger from not working or contract stroke for working for money. We have the work and no time syndrome. That's an interesting one. Guess you would have to find a balance. Eko Debonzi says he guesses it's good news for lazy people. So they'll be hiding behind the stroke excuse not to work, eh? Good catch there. Aaron Mayal says they deserve that. People who work long deserve to have a stroke. Oh, massa. Ebenezer says, okay, I hear. So he's wondering how many hours is appropriate. Well, according to the research, between 35 and 40 is not bad. So there we go. Mohammed says, indeed, it's very serious because Ghanaians cannot desist from overworking. James Terrier has a little story for us. He says, from 1993 to 2007, I worked very hard, about 14 hours a day in a very stressful company. June 2007, I had a stroke on a Tuesday following yet another stressful day, which was Monday. So sorry to hear about that. I hope you're feeling better now. Jamal says it depends on the worker. It's not only working for long hours that helps stroke to maneuver in you. Taking in excess cholesterol, which blocks the veins and hinders blood from flowing, will surely lead to a stroke, and a lot of factors constitute to getting a stroke. Jamal, that's an interesting point you're making there, because the research took into account all the other factors that make a stroke likely and then eliminated that. So despite all of that, your work hours are indeed a big indicator as to whether or not you are at risk for a stroke. I don't want to be at risk for a stroke, so I'm going to take a little work break right now. When I come back, let's go back into time, talk about childhood memories, things like that. Now, when I was a child, I was in such a hurry to grow older just so that I could stay up late. I thought my older sisters were pretty cool because their bedtime was 8 p.m. Well, I got there eventually, but things have changed since then. It seems the children in WA get to stay up way later than I did. The WA Municipal Security Council has ordered the police to arrest children under the age of 16 years who are found loitering in the town after 11 p.m. The move is aimed at combating crime in the town. Take a listen.
This we have done indicates that the crime being committed in the municipality are mostly being done by these young boys and girls. So the last time we met, we decided that all those who are under 16 years at least should not be found on the streets after 11 p.m. If we get any of them after 11 p.m., we will make sure we arrest them and see how to send them to the police station for questionings. But at that point, we will determine or we will say and term them as people who are criminals. And until they prove beyond reasonable doubt that they are not criminals, we will certainly take them on. And this thing, we started it about a month ago, and that is why you see a number of people moving. Currently, we are going around indicating people from radio station to radio station. But we've realized also that a lot of parents in the municipality don't care about their children. Some go to sleep without knowing where their children are, and that is a dangerous point. And
okay, so I'm not saying the children are naughty, but when do you think children should be indoors?
I think children should be indoors around 7, 8 children should be indoors.
At least normally by 8 p.m. We got the upcomings, so they should sleep at early so that when they wake up, they will get their enough strength.
For now, let's say roughly before 7:30. Yeah.
I think from 7 o'clock, children can be indoors to maybe read books, watch cartoons before they go to bed.
4 to 5 p.m. They should be indoors learning, no? Outside doing what? Playing around? No, I don't think so.
Actually, it depends on what the children are doing indoors. Are they doing their homework? Are they busy with the PC or iPad? You know, this IT, information technology era right now. They might be at home indoors, but they may be doing something else. So at least 8, it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, maybe from 8, 9, it's cool.
I think 8 p.m. is okay, because at least they can have enough time to sleep and wake up early, get into school, the traffic situation and everything. So sometimes, I think 8 p.m. is okay.
So let's find out what you had to say about this on our Facebook page when we told you what was happening in Owa. God knows Billy says it's a good move, but it won't stop the crime. Most crimes are committed by adults, not juveniles. Nwabesi also thinks it's a good move. John is asking, what about those over 16? Who could be more dangerous, under 16 or over 16? Prince thinks it's a good idea. Tay says, it's a good idea, but you can't restrict anyone's movements until there's a curfew. They should think well about this before it's accepted. We all know what happens in that part of Ghana if they feel cheated. That's an unfair statement. Kamaldeen says, it's a good move and will help clamp down prostitution, which is on the rise, as well as armed robbery. All in all, looks like people seem to think it's a good move. Putting children inside early. Okay, so what about you? When was your bedtime growing up? Let's have a little bit of a throwback Thursday.
Around 9:30.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yep.
When I grow highest by 9 o'clock, 8, 9, we are done with our assignment. Even if you didn't finish your homework by 9 o'clock, you have to go to bed.
My bedtime was around 9, 10. And in my house, this is my house, we sleep anytime we want to sleep.
I didn't have a specific bedtime, you know, it depends. Sometimes earlier, sometimes late in the night, you know, being a guy and growing up in a shanty area, it wasn't that bad. But I didn't have a specific time.
Say let's say 8, yes, from Monday to Friday. Then Saturday, I sleep around 10. Then Sunday I go back to my normal routine.
I slept around 9, 10, 11.
Well, we have Zion, who is in WA, and he says, oh, my sister, the crime rate in WA is just too much. We are very worried about the situation in WA. Who are we to blame? The police or the civilians? But we don't want to take the law into our own hands. My own advice is that we need the Ashanti Regional Police Commander to ensure sanity in the town. Well, I am sure he would be very excited about that. 11 p.m. for the miners is even too late. It should be 9 p.m. And this is coming from Divine in Laboni. Now, that trip down memory lane certainly was fun. So let's have some more fun with Lord Harris Eduasare on What's Trending.
So this hashtag has been trending for a couple of days now, and it is hashtag replace movie titles with kinky. Now, let's go find out how creative some people can get. First tweet is from Adams, who tweets at the _addict. Star Wars, the Phantom Kinky. Hashtag replace movie titles with kinky. Okay, and then this is Lord Enrique, who tweets at Sobolo _ranger. Historic Ghana Odyssey, Journey to the Kinky. Beautiful. You remember it? Does it ring a bell? Yeah, Journey to the West. We have Shifo and Tashon. Okay, next one is from Avatar Sperm Bender at J Barrett. Chronicles of Kinky. Interesting one too. Remember that one? Main movie, Chronicles of Riddick. Yeah. Hashtag replace movie titles with kinky. And the final one I'm taking is from Nate Davido. And it's The Diary of the Kinky Woman. I mean, this is some title you could actually, act a movie about. So, hashtag replace movie titles with kinky. The actual movie is what? The Diary of the Mad Black Woman? Yeah. Right, so, interesting tweets. But if I was to replace a movie title with kinky, it would be 50 Shades of Kinky. Yep. Alright, that's what's trending. My name is Lord Harris Eduasare.
I don't know.
When was your bedtime when you were a child?
Oh, when I was a child?
Yeah.
I slept early.
What time?
Well, 9.
No? You slept at 9. So what time were you in the house?
I was home most of the time. When I wasn't,
you didn't go out in the first place.
Yeah, so.
Okay, well, it's our curfew right here on Joy News Interactive.
I wish. Now my sleeping time is 2 a.m.
Hey.
Earliest.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'm afraid to ask what you've been up to. My name is Jennifer Jane Asante.
And mine's Stephen Auntie.
To end Joy News Interactive, which was brought to you by Airtel, I'll tell you to go look out for this kinky movie, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Mashkin. Have a good one.
Joy News Interactive.